Previously on Kotor 2.
What is this place? Some kind of control
Oh
center?
my god, he just slid. How graceful. Huh. The systems aren't controlling the ship. They're tracking signals.
I suggest you surrender. Your chances for escaping this vessel are near zero, and your chances of survival are rapidly approaching that number. Your ship and your lives are mine. The only question is how much resources you want me to expend in subduing you.
Wow. That sounds like a challenge. Well, a challenge you might succeed in doing because I don't remember how to deactivate this barrier. This is like... That's a very shitty barrier. Like, I was literally about to make a comment about this would be like a good time to bring bao-dur. And then, like, you could just walk around the barrier like that. That's just stupid. Also, if I had, like, the force skill, like, disable and destroy droid, I could just easily get rid of all of those mines, like, instantly.
More where that came from.
Because not only does that force ability work on droids, it works on mines, and honestly, that is how I clear mines, like, 9 times out of 10 in previous playthroughs, is just, I just use that one force power.
More where that came from.
When I'm good. I'm a bad person, I don't have that. But it's really...
Time to even the odds.
me and Ann were in sync for a moment there.
Everyone down.
We were really in sync for a moment there, hell yeah. It's going to be graceful once I get like a third person with like double guns and we're just like an onslaught of grace. This is gonna take a minute. I'm just gonna cut this out of me recovering all these mines. Alrighty, I am back from disabling all those mines and... Oh yeah, I forgot. Never mind. That's only the first layer of them. Dang it. Never mind. Screw this. I'm not gonna just... I will face take this. I don't feel like grabbing all of these mines. And now... Hello, you beautiful magical creatures. NecromanticWater here, and thank you for joining me in my playthrough of Kotor 2. Last time, we basically just finished na-shaddaa in its entirety. Minus like one thing I need to talk a bit more about. And now, before we go on to the next planet, because we have not only made progress and completed a planet and whatnot, and also because I'm finally past a certain level and I can actually do a couple of things, and we got more companions. This is just going to be another talky episode where we just talk with all our companions and see what's what.
Ah, you are here. You felt it, did you not?
Yes, this power.
The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of the Sith marauders who seek strength in war and their rage. Or is it the ways of darkness and shadow that you seek? The power that comes from striking unseen and sensing weaknesses in others? The ways of the assassins of the Sith? Or perhaps your way lies with the Sith and the heart of their darkness? To recognize what strength is and bring that strength to those that follow you and those that defy you? The way of a Sith Lord.
Well, normally I pick Sith Lord because it's fun being just Sith Lord. But since I'm doing a blaster build and whatnot, I'm gonna be a Marauder.
It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be.
Certain
It is
thing
only
that
your
Marauders
decision
get.
to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide
Banana.
your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest.
You have become prestige. First step. Blah blah blah. Oh. Ooh, an extra plus 1 to 8 damage? Oh, yes. That's exactly why I picked Marauder, by the way. Is because the dark side thing is they just get extra damage. A dumb boy. I had 6 points. Now I only have a maximum of 3. I can use any skill. I can even go from 0. I can start off link up demolition and stuff. I'm not going to, because that's dumb. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna be computer repair and persuade. What is this? Yeah. Ooh, additional points of damage. I do any successful attack. Sexy. What? The tier 2 of this thing? I'm guessing this is Marauder skills, because I've never actually picked Marauder before. Is this even necessary? Like, I mean, there's not really much of a penalty now. It doesn't really seem that necessary. But I do need precise shot. Precise shot. And then after I get precise shot max, there's other I can begin getting miscellaneous stuff. I'm getting to learn because I don't pick Marauder. Beast crit. Oh, neat. I was using stealth. That would be neat. I'm actually running out of stuff to get me. I whatever, fine. I guess I'll upgrade my poison. I don't use. Yes, I'm going to hit like a goddamn freight train when I actually hit something. Especially because in between episodes, I made me a very potent blaster that upgrades. So I'm going to just absolutely just nuke shit now.
Befriended the seer.
That's a strong term to be using. I didn't really befriend her. It was more so I was killing people trying to influence bao-dur, and she just like loved it. You mean the blind Sith?
Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people. Despite your urges, it would be better to deal with her now. Whether you intend salvation or slavery, she is a threat to us. She serves one of the greatest of the Sith. She is the most trusted and only apprentice. Yet you spare her. Why?
There's nothing gained by murdering her. Yeah.
We shall see. There may be value in such a choice to keep her alive, or perhaps not. Whatever your intentions toward her, keep them restrained. Whether mercy or lust, we have time for neither.
Okay. If she threatens us again, I will deal with her. I promise you that.
Is that so? Well, perhaps there will be a second chance for her to inflict harm, so you may test such a statement. It is good that you have never wondered what lay beneath her robes, if her alabaster skin was as white and unblemished as her face, or if perhaps she bore the scars of slavery, and if that would stir you more. If perhaps her deferent tone would change once you held her by the throat and showed her how far a Jedi can fall. Few are the thoughts that can hide in the shadows of your mind, Exile, and such passions are not strength but erosion.
I'll be honest with you, Kreia. That is completely out of fucking left field. Like, legitimately, I would not even have considered any of that. But whatever. You think you know me. You were wrong.
No? Then perhaps I was simply mistaken. See to it that you do not ever think such thoughts. Mating with her will bring more harm than you know. Like the servant of Atris, this one has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us, to you. Do not underestimate her, or her loyalty.
All I wanted was her. All I wanted was her lightsaber.
I doubt such acquisitions will prove easy, and they would not help you anyway.
Madden said her planet was wiped out. The only colony was her people was like sector of the galaxy.
Did he? And what do you make of that?
If her people see through the Force, then maybe that's somehow... Maybe someone wanted to blind them.
The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life. And now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied.
No one wants the sector of a galaxy blind to the Force, so they can move freely, or strike without warning.
I fear you are right. And I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger, and there are spirits in the galaxy whose hunger is never satisfied. But there is little to be done about it now. Watch the seer carefully. She may reveal more.
Oh, no lore? No, not
you
lore. Influence gain? We only got the Force.
Very well.
When Visas attacked, she did something to my eyesight.
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the handmaidens training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Hey, T3 is a stock motor.
Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
Yeah, I can cache it. The thing's not fully fixed.
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of Kotor, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and
I heard her thought.
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
I do that whenever I wish.
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not. Because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest.
Skill increase.
Yes?
Teach me about the Force.
Very well.
You taught me sight. Is there anything else you could teach me?
When I spoke of sight before, there is a similar handicap that tends to occur among those strong in the Force. They neglect their skills. Some believe they no longer need them. The greatest wielders of the Force are those that maintain some grounding to the more physical realities of the universe.
Okay. In non-vagueness, please.
Some wielders of the Force have mastered piloting, others the ability to fix and repair and build, from simple moisture vaporators to more complex machines such as droids and vehicles. One's ability to understand the human body and its ailments, for example, can make your powers within the Force more complete, more powerful, when you attempt to repair the cellular damage of another. And others have mastered the more subtle work of politics, persuasion. Do not doubt that a galaxy may be conquered with words, a republic overthrown, and an empire made. When such skills are honed, one's abilities with the Force become that much stronger. My warning to you is this: do not rely on your companions to compensate for your weaknesses in skill. There will be times they will not be there to help you when needed. What skill would you say is your greatest strength?
I know I've leveled it up since then, and I have boost to it. I kind of want to say a pipe of persuade stat, but that's been obviously not true because I have failed multiple persuade checks. But I'm gonna say persuade anyway because it's funny.
What skill would you say is your greatest weakness? Then my task before you is this: take your greatest weakness, devote effort to it, strengthen it, and I will show you how it shall strengthen your power in the Force.
Very well, I'll take that to heart.
As you learn and train and test yourself against the galaxy, all your skills have a chance to improve and grow as well. When you devote some of that training to your weakest skill, you will know.
Okay, that's my other question.
Ask.
Why do we have a psychotic Wookiee on board?
The beast is a lesson in strength. Learn that lesson, then you will understand.
But what could this animal teach me?
Because he is life at its most primitive. And he represents what happens when civilization comes to primates. The illusion that we are something more than our instincts.
What do you mean?
Perhaps
That's not what I said.
Then you are correct. There is nothing you may learn from the beast, and clearly I am wrong.
Goddamn cursor, clicking the wrong answer. Just what lesson is there intended to be learned from him?
The beast's strength is prodigious, and you can learn much from it, or draw upon it. His life can be a beacon in the dark places of the galaxy where there is no life.
And how do I learn that lesson?
Speak with him, discern his nature. Perhaps then it will become clear.
I have other questions. Actually, no. Never mind. We don't have questions right now.
Yes.
Unless it's about the Force,
Very
that is.
well.
Can you teach me about Force forms?
Very well. Of which did you wish instruction?
Teach me one last bit of
It allows you to recover your strength with the Force more quickly, and it lends strength to your Force powers. It has no other drawbacks. Such a form is a gift, preferred of the Jedi consulars, and effective in combats where you must fight only through the Force.
Alright, you know what? We're done with you for now. Okay, well, that's the Kreia chunk of the video done. I'll just do this in like clockwise or counterclockwise formation.
Yes?
Can you teach me more training?
Very well. I think you are ready for the next tier of instruction. For this, we will keep the etiquette of the last duel, but we shall add any melee weapon you choose to the ritual, with the exception of the Jedi weapon,
Disgusting.
the
We
saber.
don't melee.
Vibroblade, Bothan stun stick, force pike, whatever you wish. But no items, no force techniques.
Alright, let's do this.
Then let us begin. And again, do not hold back. I will not.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. That's entirely why I have yet to actually train you. Because I'm 100% certain if I actually level you up, I will not be able to do this. Just because my stats are
You fought
geared
well
towards
indeed.
dex, not
You
melee.
have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. Before you go, there is something I must know. Why did you go back? Face trial.
Honestly, I'm not exactly sure.
I do not understand it myself. It was always something I was curious about. To walk to one's own sentence willingly? It is a brave thing.
Okay. Ba-da-da-da.
Yes?
We do more. We do more.
I do
training.
not think you are ready for
No.
further instruction.
Oh.
Each movement of our arts demands some time to use the art in battle, or to examine how it may be best used in battle.
I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back and from equipping everybody.
Yes?
Okay, so you won't fight me. Like, can we talk about the Jedi robes?
They are. These robes belong to my mother.
Who was she?
She was the one my father followed to war. She was a Jedi. I never knew her. There is no absence of presence when there was nothing there to begin with. I miss only that I never knew her at all, and what it was about her that caused my father to follow her to war. You may.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about your mother.
What of her? As
Well, did you know she was a Jedi Knight?
this is already known to me. Why are you telling me that?
Because the Force is strong in bloodlines, and you could learn to help use it to help others.
I do not
Yeah.
know enough of you yet to speak of such things. I do not know your stance, your heart. Perhaps if we were to train together in battle, my thoughts on this would be clearer. But not now.
Well, I can't continue your training arc right now anyway. Okay, who's the next person for the interrogation? Theodore, you wanna actually fucking talk?
Yes, General?
Nope. I have like one thing on na-shaddaa that I could potentially do to hopefully get some influence on that bastard. Alright, well I guess we're talking to Hanar. This is the power of the Force. Learn. Respect. I have some questions. You'll never be free from your debt unless you do. What is your source of strength? Next question. Damn. He's a start. Does it really matter? I'm ordering you to answer the question. because you mentioned it, what's with the shackles? What do you mean? What happened to with your people? What truth? Perhaps you were weak, and that allowed you to the shackles to be placed on you. What happened then? What did you do then? What happened then? You know, it's impressive that you're doing all these howls without your lips moving. Is that how you became a bounty hunter? T3? You can't be the only slave Zerka took. If you slaughtered your own people, there's no comeback from that act. So why did your people cast you out? You must have done something to make them drive you away. you said your tribe was killed and sent away by your hand. Why? And they made you slaves? So you killed your entire tribe? You killed your tribe rather than having... What's this? Rather than letting the slavers have them? If you killed them to spare them, then you cheapened them. You're nothing more than an animal, Hanhar. Here's a hope of redemption. Fuck off. The only truth is that you killed the tribe because they were weak, and they deserved it. Uses your own people was madness, but yet there's strength in it. What do you want to know? I know you did not just call me a coward. He thinks such deaths bother me. They do not. Neat. I'm not done talking to you though. Although this is an interesting angle. Treat me with respect or I will break your ass. I have some questions. How do you follow me? Stupid camera angle. So, one day you'll try to kill me like you did Mira? That's bullshit. She did not just die, motherfucker. You killed her with your own blaster. What are you talking about? What kind of debt? You were a fool who let primitive customs chain your actions. You're already a damned beast. It only requires you to face it. Alright, then walk my path and realize there's nothing to keeping you tied to the galaxy or others. Cool! I've never actually done that before. Broken hand, huh? Got +2 strength and got less intelligence. To be a mindless monster thing to just... If only he was actually using his strength, that would actually be really helpful. Yeah, that's actually something, like I said, I've never actually done before, so that's cool. Okay, you know, we still have like at least 3 more people to talk to. I want to... And, no, I already turned to add a Jedi. I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about of him. Yo. You know... Can we finish repairing you, actually? Do I have enough stats? How do you feel? Yeah. Oh, I did all the computer. Do I have enough repair? Can I finish repairing you? Oh, I can, my boy, my child. Nice. I also, in this long ass episode of me talking to everybody, I'm not going to do the bit of having stuff for T3 said. I'm kind of just skipping through his dialogue. I'm fine, I guess. Back to work. Yay, T3, I think you're finished. Actually, wait, no. Oh, now you should be finished after I do this one. Right. Neat. Yeah, I'm fine. I feel calm and collected. Cool. I can just heal T3 with the power of force. The power of God and anime, I can heal my pet. There isn't really anything else to really gain from talking from T3, although I guess I can wait. Don't get your ass back here. Need some programming spikes. Can you make more? Damn it. Okay, whatever. I could talk a little more with T3, but I don't think I'd really gain anything from it besides the whole fixing him, making him stronger. Alright, now let's talk to our boy.
Statement. Master, I must say it is a pleasure to be working side by side with you.
And why is that?
Statement. Just when I believe my photoreceptors have recorded the last potential aspect of your cruelty to my memory core, you commit a new atrocity that leaves me analyzing its impact for days. You are like a delightful random cruelty generator, Master, poisoning all you touch with your presence. You are a testament to all organic meat bags everywhere.
Stick with me and you'll pick up a few things.
Statement. I have already learned a great deal, Master, and I am anxious to learn more of lying, betrayal, and new ways to harm innocence.
I love him so much.
Query. Is there someone that you need killed, Master?
I have some questions.
Statement. Ah, you wish to conduct an interrogation? Very well. Proceed.
Interrogation? I mean, that is what this is.
Yes, Master. Pain is really the only reliable means by which truth may be obtained. Or so I choose to believe.
Like, I just want to ask you some questions.
Statement. Very well, Master. But if you wish to be brutal and vicious about it, know that I am trained for such things. Do your worst.
Oh my god. HK, you kinky motherfucker. That was not the time
Statement.
to be pulling that shit.
I am no behavior droid, but it is obvious to me that you have serious ethical problems that will need to be treated at some point. Very well. Ask your questions. If you feel the need to make it an interrogation, however, do not restrain yourself. I would be saddened if you held back.
I love him so much. I want to talk about the other HK units.
Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. What did you wish to know?
You know why they are acting like how they're parading as protocol droids?
Master, as part of my original programming, I am able to communicate in over 600 languages. This usually amounted to short verbal warnings when killing non-basic speaking targets, which gave me some small measure of satisfaction.
They're a good portion of your program was adapted from protocol droids.
Answer. Yes. believe my original master needed this functionality in order to recover information from various indigenous tribes across the galaxy. But I know little else than that. Suffice to say that that translation capability allowed these copies of myself to assume the role of protocol and translation droids in much of known space. That is, of course, not their primary function. And while they are attempting to pass themselves off as translation droids, their primary functionality keeps rising to the forefront.
What do you mean?
Recitation. For example, on Praven Prime, the simple transferring of Elzing syntax for friendship changes its meaning and implies that one's broodmate was actually impregnated by their own host.
That wasn't said to them directly, was it?
Confirmation. Oh, truly, you can imagine the results. Statement. This comment, of course, caused a civil war between the Guvandi Collective and Elzing that still persists to the current date.
Okay. I need to know more about these clones of yours.
Statement. What of them?
You know where these clones are being created?
Answer. Master, I do not know. I have tried in vain to find it, but so far the location of the factory churning out these copies has eluded me.
How did this happen?
Statement. I have no idea, Master.
What was this? Sounded like malfunction.
Statement. Oh no, Master, surely you are mistaken. I would never malfunction in such a way on purpose.
King, you dropped your crown. Are you sure you don't know where they're stalking from?
Prompt. Do you understand me? I have no idea. It certainly isn't a matter
You
of it being locked in my memory core and being unable to communicate it to others.
You smarmy bastard. How could this information come out if it was locked in your memory core?
Answer. I fear that any such information that exists would only come out when a certain sequence of events takes place. That is why I am eager to encounter more of these clones in the hopes that something clicks that allows me to finally pull the trigger.
There's more questions about these clones. Why do you need me?
Statement. Master, there are two reasons for this. One, the probability of them showing up around you is statistically high. If I travel with you, then my chances of encountering these clones is also high. The second reason is a little more complicated. You see, even though those clones are obviously cheap, artless imitations of me, well, they are still me.
What are you talking about?
Answer. Somehow these droids are built from my schematics. This causes certain complications.
Doesn't exactly explain why you need me.
Answer. Because of my self-preservation program, my behavior core recognizes these templates as still being me, despite their individuality. I could no more shoot them than I could shoot myself. It is a frustrating situation that has been looping through my behavior core for some time.
Okay. I still need to know more about these other clones of yours.
Statement.
You know why they're hunting me?
Answer. Well, Master, it seems you have become a popular individual in the galaxy. This is somewhat surprising to me, since this dissemination of information could not have been caused by your actions alone.
What do you mean?
Statement. Master, there is mention of you specifically in the Coreward databases, even in public terminals on Coruscant. Observation. I was led to believe that this information concerning Jedi was not for public consumption, yet somehow it has been made known to them.
Why would somebody do that?
Conclusion. Someone wants everyone to know that you exist, Master, and that you are back in Republic space. If I did not know better, which is computationally impossible, I believe that someone wants to make you a target, and they are succeeding admirably.
Ooh.
Answer. Master, my feeling would be the exchange. But that doesn't seem to be enough to answer the question, however. Rhetorical. Why wouldn't they have simply kept the information to themselves? Such an answer does not address the central question. And that is, why someone would choose to broadcast your location all over the known galaxy. Theory. My suspicion is that someone is using you as bait for a larger target, who is unknown at this time.
Oh, that's fun.
Statement.
Let's talk more about your clones. Why did they start revealing themselves now?
Answer. I do not know why these clones chose now to start revealing themselves. Theory. I can only assume that some critical moment is approaching where stealth and subtlety is no longer required. Not that those Durasteel-plated knockoffs know anything of stealth or subtlety. Observation. It is clear, however, that they have been placed throughout the galaxy at critical junctures, both in the Republic fleet and in neutral worlds, and they seem to be looking for Jedi.
Let me talk about your clones. You seem pretty disgusted by these duplicates.
Answer. My feelings on the matter are something that I feel I must put in proper context, in a way that even a meatbag such as yourself could easily comprehend. Theory. Imagine, if you will, that you are unique, the pinnacle of an exiled, cast-out Jedi who can't even use the Force. Imagine that no one has sunk lower than you, that you are truly the most miserable example of a Jedi ever.
Ow. The shade. Oh, HK, that's some friendly fire right there. I thought we were buddies. Damn. Okay, I get it already.
Continuation. Now that you have that image, imagine this. Someone clones you. Badly, I might add. They make the clones talk differently, rob you of any shred of personality, and take your Jedi code and adjust it, so that it is not really the Jedi code anymore. They even change your pigmentation to a rather poor shade of Durasteel, rather than the proper rusty red that inspires fear in targets. And of course, they refer to meatbags as organics. Unacceptable.
I love him so much. He's such a smarmy bastard. Video games really peaked when Obsidian made or not Obsidian, both BioWare and Obsidian made HK. Okay, that explains your anger.
Clarification. Anger would be an understatement for the heat that builds up in my behavior core when these cheap imitations make their presence felt throughout the galaxy. Statement. Part of the indignity of all these copies is that they impair my ability to perform my function. The more people throughout the galaxy recognize me as an illegal assassination device, the more difficulty I will have in carrying out my mission. Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
Why were you in our storage hold?
Answer. I do not know, Master. It is curious that I was here, although this place does seem familiar. Extrapolation. Perhaps someone was already in the process of rebuilding me. It may be I was needed for some task.
Okay, I spot the questions.
Statement.
How did you get scattered all over the galaxy?
Theory. Well, Master, I believe I was shot repeatedly. Once reduced to my component parts, I suspect pieces of me were sold across the galaxy. Statement. I am an extremely valuable piece of equipment after all, Master. My parts were no doubt costly to obtain, and their new owners hesitant to part with them.
He's such a narcissistic, smarmy bastard. I love Yeah, it did send me back a few credits, yes.
Statement. There is no need to hide your embarrassment over the high price I commanded, Master. I will be worth every credit. Despite my apparent memory damage, crippled assassination protocols, and the small amount of rust that decorates my frame. Regardless, please bear in mind that I am quite an asset, and that you would be well advised to take good care of me.
I have other questions.
Statement.
Who was your previous master?
Statement. Master, that is a question that has an extremely complicated answer. You see, I do not believe my master knew who he was most of the time, which led to some confusing situations that could have otherwise been avoided.
I'm not sure I understand.
Clarification. Suffice to say that my master had his ups and downs, and, in my opinion, traveled from a high point in his life to a low point, and then back again to his true potential. He could be a merciless, efficient killer when the need arose. It really made my behavior core glow. And even as a meatbag, my master still had some remarkably efficient droid-like qualities which I admired. He, too, suffered memory problems, as I did.
Memory problems?
Statement. Oh, yes, Master. As indicated upon my reassembly, my central control cluster is damaged, making recalling my previously stored assassination protocols difficult. I hope that over time I shall eventually reach the status and skill I possessed before I was damaged.
That's the last thing you remember.
Recollection. The last thing I remember is having my core wiped from the last 5 years. I believe my master was responsible.
Why?
Answer. Even with my memory impairment, I recall that my master was about to embark on a dangerous journey. Conjecture. I believe there was something about my master's destination that he did not wish me to know.
Are you alright?
Answer. I am somewhat disappointed that my master did not choose to take me along, of course. Wherever my master traveled, destruction and death were assured. Speculation, but I suspect I was not the only one left behind. So there is some satisfaction that the disrespect was spread through the rest of his whiny, simpering meatbag allies.
What's left of them, anyway? Whitey?
Statement. Oh, yes. My master had quite the collection of tortured individuals that seemed unable to confront their basic personality conflicts. Let me cite some specific examples. Mockery.
Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
Mockery.
Oh, Master, I love you, but I hate all you stand for. But I think we should go press our slimy, mucus-covered lips together in the cargo hold.
Conclusion. Such pheromone-driven human responses never cease to decrease the charge in my capacitors, and make me wish I could press a blaster pistol to my behavior core and pull the trigger. I am pleased that this does not seem to be the case with your current entourage.
Okay. I get that's a mockery of those characters of his previous master's entourage, but it's accurate as hell. Oh my god. I love HK so much. Right.
Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what remains of my memories. Was there something else you wish to know?
Yeah, I have other questions.
Statement.
You know, for sophisticated assassin, right? You don't really seem that advanced.
Statement. Master, you wound me. Not physically, but in my behavior core. It is true that I once possessed many more protocols and upgrades, but time and damage has taken its toll. And I am afraid that I have a rather long history of memory problems, which has also compromised my effectiveness as well. Still, you will find me a valuable asset, Master, willing and able to terminate anything you point me towards. Statement. Master, before you go, I had a question for you.
Alrighty. What's the problem?
Query. I must express some degree of confusion concerning your actions. You are the one who followed Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not?
I am. Why?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that.
Care to explain?
Observation. I believe that Revan determined that mass slaughter on such a scale may no longer be needed to achieve his aims. So perhaps you are responsible for my creation.
Were you created at Malachor 5?
Answer. No, Master. I was constructed shortly after the beginning of the Jedi Civil War.
The targets were you assigned?
Answer. Well, Master, unless you were operating on my central control cluster, I would be somewhat hesitant to discuss my targets, but I suppose it could do no harm. During the Jedi Civil War, I was responsible for certain strategic targets. For some reason, Revan did not feel that the Republic presented much of a military threat. Aside, I am somewhat unclear as to why this was so, but Revan did have a certain biological instinct regarding such things, so I will simply say that there were probably reasons for such an assessment.
Why did Revan consider the Republic not a threat?
Answer. Revan felt the true war was against the Jedi. Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict. So my targets were frequently Jedi, or someone close to a Jedi that could result in their corruption or collapse. Revan often assigned me to kill leaders or supporters of certain Jedi so as to erode their will.
Ooh, where did this tactic come from?
Answer. Revan saw the pressures of war on Duxon and knew that even in the heat of conflict, Jedi could be broken, not physically, but psychologically. Observation. It is a curious thing to assassinate and wound someone's personality, to assassinate them psychologically, and it took me some time to reconcile the acts. I am much more used to their direct approach. Still, I served well and killed many Jedi.
So you're saying that Revan intended to break the Jedi?
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves.
Revan ordered us to kill the Mandalorians and Malachor, not the Jedi.
Observation. Master, I do not believe that the Mandalorians were the true target at Malachor. I believe that the intention was to destroy the Jedi, break their will, and make them loyal to Revan. I do not know if you examine the
5D
records
chess
of the
playing
deaths
ass.
on Malachor, but you cannot escape that many of the Jedi and Republic soldiers who died were not Revan's strongest supporters. Observation. I believe that Revan was cleaning house at Malachor 5. What ones did not die became Revan's allies against the Republic.
I needed a Jedi killed. How would I do it?
Request. First, Master, I would appreciate it if Jedi need to be killed, that you permit me to kill those annoying pseudo-pacifists for you. But if you are determined to do it yourself, then there are many techniques I would suggest.
Such as?
Recitation. First, weapon selection is critical. If I see one more idiot attacking a Jedi with a blaster pistol, then I'll kill them myself.
he says, talking to the Jedi with blasters killing Jedi. Continue.
Answer. Select grenades, sonic screamers, cluster rockets, and plasma charges. Mines are also effective, since many Jedi will run to meet you in hand-to-hand combat. Silly Jedi. Addendum. Gas attacks are effective if you can take the Jedi by surprise. Inhalation is less effective than ones that work on skin contact, as some Jedi seem to be able to hold their breath for long periods of time. Cautionary. Still, don't rely on it, since Jedi can fight off the effects. It just distracts them, leaving them open to another avenue of attack.
Any defenses would you suggest?
Recitation. Do not forget to activate any energy shields you possess. Lightsabers, while powerful, have trouble penetrating most military-issue energy shields, provided they are energy shields and not those crude Mandalorian melee shields.
What about countering the Force?
Answer. Countering their other powers is more difficult. Confession. I do not fully understand their other abilities, but I do know that many of them require that the Jedi know that you are there and can see you. Thus, sniping and using cover are always advantageous.
Anything else?
Evaluation. A technique that Revan used frequently was to attack a Jedi indirectly. This method only works if the Jedi is adhering to the self-destructive path of pacifism and sacrifice.
What do you mean?
Answer. Kill their allies or place them in jeopardy. Many Jedi will leave themselves exposed in order to protect another. That is why there are
Really
many
protect
less Jedi
people.
than there were a decade ago.
Seems to have thought this through.
Cautionary. Oh no, Master. In fact, that is the worst thing you can do. Explanation. Statistically, over-planning the assassination of a Jedi seems to backfire. Extrapolation. There are many theorists who claim Jedi can see the future, and I do not know if that is true, but it seems impulsive acts are more common to succeed than planned incidents.
Nice.
Jedi, like sandkivers, seem to sense trouble a few seconds before it happens. They are tricky little pests.
Are you the only one killing Jedi?
Answer. No, Master. In addition to traps, mines, and orbital bombardment, Revan and the Sith often employed meatbag assassins for some Jedi skilled in the same techniques that I was trained in. Strangely enough, Revan believed that meatbags that did not use or believe in the Force were especially important, since in many respects, they were more difficult for Jedi to detect. Revan had many of them trained to hide their minds, as it were. Again, once these techniques were learned, the percentage of living Jedi began to decrease accordingly.
Hide their minds. How?
Answer. Generally, this was done by broadcasting strong emotions while thinking about something else. It was a curious technique, but it seemed to be effective in blinding Jedi. Whether guilt, lust, fear, they act as mental interference, making finding the true intentions of the broadcasting meatbag difficult.
I don't understand how that would work.
Answer. Obviously, a Force-sensitive broadcasting such emotions puts themselves at a risk of not using the Force properly, since to use it seems to require an inner calm that most meatbags do not possess. As much as the Jedi could not use such a technique, the Sith Lords cannot use it for much the same reasons. Such passions as guilt, lust, and fear are really strengths to the Sith code. Statement. The Master felt it was ironic that only people who had experienced such passions could harm Jedi in such a way that to kill Jedi, you had to be a human being. Revan found that quite amusing.
How many ways to kill a Jedi are there?
Answer. The odds of me being forced to use such techniques against you has decreased, Master. There are some methods I could describe if you wish.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, go on.
Statement. Overwhelming odds is also a good tactic, Master. There are few Jedi that can long hold their ground against 100 attackers all firing at once, or being turned on by their own troops. But the most effective weapon against Jedi seems to be the erosion of the spirit.
What do you mean?
Answer. Revan
I think I've said that like 10 times throughout this
psychological
episode.
warfare
Maybe
against
20.
Jedi was important because much of their power comes from their state of mind, their connection to this religion called the Force. Revan said that many Jedi have the capability to form connections to life around them, although few of them realize the extent to which this is possible.
Okay, I might have to tell T3
I
to stop
believe my
moving, because I'm tired of
master
him
speculated that
making
many
noise
Jedi
when I'm
did
talking.
not fully form such connections because of their discipline, because they never opened their lives to the passions around them. I believe Revan termed it that one would need to be a human being to develop such connections. It is something that the Jedi Code could not teach. One simply knew it instinctively or not. Observation. Master, I am somewhat surprised that I need to explain this to you at all, considering your past with Revan.
What are you talking about?
Answer. Why, he said you had such capability, Master, but it would be your downfall. To tie so much of yourself into others, if they suffer or die, then you would die as well. Observation. I think Revan pitied you, Master. It was very insulting, if I may say so.
Sounds like a Force bond.
Clarification. Whatever it is called, Master, it seems to be quite a vulnerability. Revan even admitted as such. When a Jedi or any soldier suffers doubt, it weakens them. With the Jedi, however, it is more pronounced, since they are extreme examples. That is why Revan felt that Malachor 5 was so important. It was intended to be a conversion tool.
That's insane.
Assessment. When faced with a continuous series of hard-fought battles, I detected a significant statistical increase in Jedi following Revan over the Jedi Code, a compromise in principles brought about by battlefield conditions. The emotional weight of war changed Jedi morale, power, and eventually their allegiance. Conclusion. I believe the Mandalorian Wars were to beat the Mandalorians, and also to allow Revan to build the foundation of his army. But I am surprised you have not already arrived at this conclusion. Surely the loss of your troops and the Jedi who served under you at Malachor 5 had a detrimental effect upon you and your ties to the Force, and I suspect your desire to be around others ever again.
Okay, we need it.
Statement. Yes, Master. I must confess, I enjoy it when you are so authoritative and dismissive toward me. It bodes well for your...
Good lord. Any other talk you want to talk about?
Is there someone that you... Statement.
You do anything about the Sith hunting us?
Answer. No, Master, I do not. I am afraid I have been out of touch with the Sith for many years. This new Sith threat fights differently than the ones I was familiar with. These seem to favor stealth and assassination to achieve their ends.
Any idea where they might be striking from?
Answer: no, Master. The Sith had many hidden bases and strongholds before and during the Jedi Civil War, and I doubt the Republic found them all. Theory: it is possible that the Sith still hold one such base, if not several. Consolation. But I would not worry, Master. I imagine it will not be long before their murderous hands try to seize you by the throat. Twi'lek metaphor. Jonta bosi likita masi sorinkada untamiasa grawino rutu.
Say that again.
Query: Master, excuse me, but how is it you know so many languages?
I picked up this one picked up this thing from
Query:
progress.
may I see it?
Of course, here you go.
Observation. This is indeed familiar.
Wondering how to trigger
Indeed,
this fucking
it seems to be
conversation.
modeled after my vocabulator, with some modifications, of course. Curious. You say you obtained this device on Paragus.
Yeah, surely before the planet was destroyed.
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position for any HK units in the vicinity.
Ooh. What should we do with it?
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position. It is sending out a passive carrier wave that signals itself to HK units in the vicinity.
So we just wait?
Answer. Master, the nature of the signal from the sonic imprint sensor is such that we must wait until it is signaled. It does not please me any more than it does you, but one of the primary traits of an assassin or assassin droid is patience. Stay.
Okay. There we go. I was actually very curious how to trigger the conversation from talking about the Sonic thing. Also, I'm gonna quickly leave the ship and like level everybody up real quick. Alrighty, now that I finished leveling up everybody, pretty sure there's gonna be some cutscenes at play. So after these cutscenes, since there's basically almost cutscenes every time we enter the ship. Right,
What do you mean, Pazak? What, again? This is Ronto Scrag. What house rule says I have to go first? Yeah, well, I'm still not convinced you aren't cheating.
Warning. If you draw another +/-1 card, I will enact assassination protocols.
This droid is cleaning me out.
Are you playing?
Pazak. Well, I'm playing. It's cheating. Whatever, cheater.
I'm just gonna let you guys deal with this.
HK-47. I did not realize that you still existed.
We still have Godo and
especially now
Rhesus to
that the
talk
other
to. Okay, we'll talk to them
generations
later.
are
This is already
activated.
long enough.
Query. What is it you wish, Fat One?
I see that your recent reassembly has not affected your behavior core, nor your attitude.
Statement. If I require a similar diagnostic in the future, I shall seek out the Iridonian.
Oh, I do not think so. There is much work that needs to be done first.
Query. Have we had the misfortune to meet before? I believe I would have remembered one as large as you.
Oh, yes, we have met. And I have not finished with you yet.
Statement. My memory core has suffered some damage. Statement. Yet somehow, a gap in my circuits makes me feel as if I should remember you. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Observation. The navicomputer is voice-locked. As a consequence, you are now responsible for course corrections and astrogation. Statement. That is indeed a great burden. It also raises many questions. Query: why would someone lock the navicomputer? Answer: presumably to hide where one has been. Statement: I believe you've been somewhere. Somewhere you wish to keep hidden.
Oh my god. Some discourse between T3 and HK. Alrighty. You know what? Like, I know we have Visas and Godo to talk to as well, but this is already like a big chunky video with just us talking with the people we've talked to. So I think we're just gonna call this now, and we'll just talk with them later. I don't know if I'm gonna like do that in the next episode or just go to the next planet. Either way, everyone had a good time. Tell me to go in the future. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and try to stay fabulous.